Welcome back to NSN Tonight. I'm Chris Murray. Earlier this week, myself and Mike Stephenson were able to catch up with Virgil Green, one of the best players in Wolfpack football history, who officially joined the Wolfpack coaching staff just 2 weeks before the start of the season. Here is our conversation from Wolfpack Park with Virgil Green.
Virgil Green joining the show. Thanks so much for taking some time, my man. A little swagger in the step coming off a win for the Wolfpack now?
You know, it was a great feeling to get a win. At the same time, like I told the tight ends on Sunday, you can't be satisfied with just having a win. The mindset has to be nothing's ever good enough. And I also told the tight ends, you know, my wife used to always get frustrated with me. She'd be like, "Oh, you had such a great game," and she'd say, "Why aren't you happy?" And I'm like, "It's not good enough. Got things to work on, things to get better at," and that has to be the mindset going into another week to prepare. It's a good win, great feeling to get the win. Now let's go get another one, lock in.
It's obviously a championship mindset to want to continue to get better no matter whether you win or lose. Virgil Green, the tight ends coach here at Nevada. That's a new role for you. You were the director of player development, but before the start of the season, you stepped into that tight ends role. So take us through that conversation with Coach Wilson about formally joining the on-field staff this year.
You know, he asked if it was something I'd be interested in, and obviously with the career that I've had, you know, and coming from Nevada, I think this is a position I wouldn't take at any other college. I don't care what the university, would have offered me a position to coach tight ends. I would only coach at the University of Nevada. That's just where I'm at in life, and I love the university so much. So it was some things I had to really consider in terms of, you know, family life. My wife, my kids, they've grown accustomed to me being at home more. And so it's a huge sacrifice for my family. And my wife and my kids were excited. My son is a diehard Wolfpack fan already. He wants to lace him up. He said he could go out there and help us win some games right now. And I say, son, I appreciate that, but you got some years.
Get that scholarship lined up for another decade or so from here. Did you always want to get into coaching, Virgil? And I guess give us some of your coaching philosophies and what you hope to pass on.
You know, coaching was not something that I really had on my mind. It's just something that, you know, kind of just fell in my lap. I've always wanted to always mentor and encourage and give coaching tips, but just being a full-on coach was not something that I sought out to go after. And my philosophy, coaching a position, is the philosophy I used as a player. You know, my game wasn't anything flashy. Certainly, I was an elite athlete. I could run routes, I could catch the ball, but my mindset for playing this position is being the tight end position is like being a Swiss Army knife, right? You got to be good at pass pro, run blocking, running routes, and then you got to do stuff on special teams. So that's what I strive to my guys. You got to be an O lineman, a wide receiver. You just got to be great at everything, and you got to have toughness. You got to be physical. Physicality and toughness is something that's non-negotiable with the position.
Obviously, you had those elements, played a decade in the NFL, including a Super Bowl win with the Denver Broncos. I guess, what has this coaching experience kind of felt like for you actually going through this season with the Wolfpack? I guess, what have you learned about the coaching profession that maybe you didn't know on the other side as a player?
I have a greater appreciation for all the great coaches that I've had in my career. The hours that coaches put in to get guys prepared. I knew coaches worked long hours, but I'm working more hours right now than I ever have in life. As a coach, I'm more fatigued, and I feel like as a player it would be opposite because you're doing more running, you're sweating, you're being physical, and as a coach, I just feel like I'm drained every single day. But like I tell my wife, I'm built for it. I love the game. I love everything that comes with the game. You know, you do it for your brothers, you do it for your coaches, you do it for the program, and that's what makes you wake up every morning to attack each day.
Sounds like quite a grind, though. You certainly made a big name for yourself back in your home area, the Central Valley of California, and you touched on it a second ago, but what was it about Reno that made you want to come back and plant those Green family roots here?
So, at the end of my career got cut short. Well, it was going to be my last season playing anyway in 2020 with the Chargers. But my career got cut short in the end of October, and I was on IR. And my wife was asking me, where do you want to go? So we thought about it, and we were like, let's just go back to, where we met, where we went to school. My brother and his wife, they live out here. And so we got some family ties that were already out here. So we just thought it'd be a great fit. And we just love the Reno community. Just going to school here, working in the summer. My first summer job was at Western Nevada Supply. Then I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. Then I worked at the Reno Aces at Freight House back in the day when it first opened. So just the environment, the family community that we have here, it was just something that we wanted to come back and be a part of and give back to the community here as well.
Were you a bodyguard at the Freight House? That's not a guy I want to be messing with if that was your
Freight
duties
House used
there.
to be popping back in those days.
I was security. We did have some crazy nights back then.
Yeah, definitely not a guy I want to mix it up with. Let's talk a little bit about your tight ends. Obviously, you've had some injuries. Kaleki Latu, the starter, unfortunately went down with an ankle. But what have you liked about your group? Cam Ziedler, a local kid here, got his first couple college catches against San Diego State. Seems like you're working in some new bodies.
Yeah, it was unfortunate having Lecky go down. I feel like in the game that he went down in, he was really having his best game of his career here at the University of Nevada. And he's a guy that he's very good in the pass game. He's very physical in the run game. And so he's a guy we look forward to getting back when he's healthy and making some great strides. For Cam and Jaden, they're younger guys. They have a lot to learn, a lot of room to grow. They do work hard. They're striving to get better each and every day. So we just got to keep pushing those guys to, like I said, not be satisfied. Every day they come out here, they got to strive to get better and show not only themselves but their teammates that they're willing to do whatever it takes to help our team win games.
Well, you certainly still look plenty athletic. You ever get in your stance and let them boys know how it used to be?
Sometimes I gotta, a lot of times, especially what I've learned in this coaching world is I've always taken in information and never had to really teach it. So teaching is a little different. So for me, I always tell them, I'll show you better than I could tell you.
Yeah.
Mike was kind of joking. The last time he had interviewed you, he was a student, and you were at the pro day before the 2011 NFL draft. Colin Kaepernick, a lot of other athletes out there. I guess when you think of your journey and going back to that pro day in the last 15 years, I guess how proud are you of what you have been able to accomplish?
I'm extremely proud. But at the end of the day, what I always tell people, though, a lot of that doesn't happen without the environment that Coach Alt and the other members of the coaching staff, Coach Wilson, Coach Mastro, Coach Norcross, Coach Klinakis, they created an environment to where only the strong survive, only the tough survive. So in order for me to have the kind of career that I had in the National Football League, there certainly weren't easy days. I was a 7th-round draft pick. I had to do things the right way. I had to work hard, a lot of times harder than a lot of other guys in the NFL, and I couldn't focus on, their journey. I had to focus on my journey and do whatever I had to do. And like I said, I love the game of football, and I wanted to keep playing. So coming from the Nevada background and the things that Coach Alt and the coaching staff put us through mentally, physically, emotionally, it truly prepared me. So I'm proud of the journey that I had, but none of that happens without the grind that happened here at the University of Nevada.
And the journey continues now as a coach. Tight ends coach Virgil Green, Super Bowl champion, all around good guy. Thanks so much for joining NSN tonight, man.
Thank you, guys.
Coming up right after this break, we're going to have my 3 keys and a prediction for the Nevada football game against New Mexico tomorrow night at Mackey Stadium.